Want to know a secret when buying vintage luxury? Come join me! Hello everyone! Today I'll be doing a video on some well-kept secrets on the top 10 tips on buying vintage luxury. For those of you who have been following me, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lokie, and those new to this channel, I would love you to subscribe and click on the notification bell for update videos. If you've missed the last video on my luxury designer thrift haul, I've put the links down below. Well, I'm so excited to share with you some tips and tricks when shopping Preloved today and how to invest wisely. Buying a luxury bag at retail price is great, but it is not the only option. If you are looking to save a few hundreds, or if you are struggling to save for that dream bag, then I suggest you watch this video before looking into the Preloved market for your luxury vintage bag. Without further ado, grab your cup of tea and let's get into our top 10 tips on navigating through the Preloved market. By definition, a bag is vintage once it crosses the 20-year mark. But nowadays, anything above 10 years old is considered vintage. Buying a suitable luxury bag doesn't mean just any luxury bag. What will work for someone doesn't mean it works for you. So know your style and be functional. Before you embark on a hunt for Preloved luxury bags, create a mood board of styles you love and styles that works right for you and your lifestyle. Keep an eye on pieces that would complete your collection and pieces that will bring out your individual style. Keep it simple and always favor the classics. They will always be a good investment and retain their value in the long run. Personally, I like to dress up my look with a luxury bag in a pop of color and luxury accessories. We mentioned this before, but certain luxury brands always hold their value even in the Preloved market, and some go up in value because of the logic of demand and supply. For example, brands like Hermes, LV, Chanel, Gucci, Fendi hold their value better than others. Vintage classics appreciate in value over time. Classic Chanels are always in style. The prices of new pieces increase every year. Likewise, vintage Chanels also increase in value over time, depending on their condition. So if you're hoping to grow your collection and wealth at the same time, it could be a good investment. Although vintage bags may come at a fraction of the retail price, money is still money and vintage bags do not come cheap. You may still be looking to pay 50 to 70% of the retail price for certain styles. So, before you spend the next few thousands of dollars on your next vintage luxury purchase, give it some thought first if you would get much wear out of the bag. Although I did mention that vintage bags are cheaper, Hermes is a unicorn in the Preloved market where ladies will pay over retail because of certain colors or size of the bags. Authenticity, which is the obvious. No one wants to spend thousands of dollars on a fake. Make sure what you're buying is what you think it is. Some tips are to do your research on the brand you are looking to buy. Each brand has its own signature code of authenticity to protect the brand. If you have the chance, scout around the Preloved market. Don't be afraid to ask, to look at the bag in detail and focus on the little things. Look at the fonts. Look at the placement of the logos, the brand names, locations on the date stamp, hardware details like the lock and keys and clochette, and the zippers, the metal accents, the quality, the leather quality, and craftsmanship, which is the stitchings and finishings. Do your research on the store before you enter. Look at the reviews and online feedback. Buying from a trusted and reliable source will put your mind at ease. For example, in Japan, I tend to purchase my vintage luxury from shops with the AACD logo on the shop front, which stands for the Association Against Counterfeit Product Distribution. Such organizations like the AACD prevents the distribution of counterfeit products and creates a reliable marketplace for the consumer. A general rule of thumb: the older the bag, the less likely it is a fake, like bags from the 1940s, 50s, 60s, since there is less counterfeit culture back in the days. Alternatively, if you have already purchased a vintage bag, you could get it re-authenticated. Entropy has technology that uses artificial intelligence and image recognition to verify the authenticity of luxury goods. Vintage bags come in all conditions and types of material. From experience, leather bags will stand the test of time depending on how it has been cared for, but generally better than satin, PVC, or canvas. Exotic leathers are also durable and are considered classics. The price of a pre-loved or vintage bag can vary from a few factors like the year of make, the current demand, and the condition of the bag, also known as the wear and tear of a bag. Of course, purchasing a vintage luxury bag does not mean that it needs to look old. Surprisingly, you may be able to find vintage bags in excellent condition and very well kept, or not used at all. When purchasing a vintage bag, look for normal wear and tear of the bag, like the sides and the handles, back straps for scuffings or marks. And if so, how bad is it, and can it be repaired or removed by a leather cleaner? Look out for the hardware like chains, zippers, turn locks, locks and keys if there are scratches, or if it has tarnish, and does the brand still make the parts if any of it needs repaired. Although we have just mentioned that leather bags are durable, however, leather can crack if not conditioned, or if it's kept in a dry environment. As such, these bags need major restoring with a leather specialist. Also, do pay attention to light damage on bags. If not stored well previously, color fade may be obvious on the leather. Smells and mold can be common on pre-loved or vintage bags. Such odor can be managed with simple DIY hacks or sending it to a bag spa. Does the bag you're about to purchase come in a full set, like the dust bag, box, authenticity cards, hardware, and receipts? More likely than not, when buying vintage luxury bags, it may be missing one or two items, but this is all up to personal preference. Personally, authenticity cards and hardware are a must-haves for me. Of course, the resale price may reflect differently if parts of the set is missing. You may need to check if the brand will do a replacement of parts like the lock, the key, the straps, if you take it back to the boutique. We often overlook this important point when we window shop, which is the return policy of the reseller shop. Those which offer a full money-back guarantee or store credits for returns gives the consumer the confidence and assurance in shopping with them and proves the authenticity of their product. I would be wary of reseller shops that do not offer returns. Buying from online platforms is a totally different ballgame. A good online store should have a return policy and guarantee the authenticity of the bag by means of a certificate. Personally, I would do a thorough check if this is a reputable online store and if it has a brick and mortar shop which I can visit. What are the reviews and feedbacks from customers, and how long have they been in business? Purchasing a luxury bag online may limit your ability to physically fully assess the bag, but do check the photos carefully, read the descriptions, and particularly at the condition of the bag. Most importantly, don't be afraid to ask questions about the bag. Last but not least, Trust your gut. A lot of fakes are super fakes, so go with your instincts. If this is a deal too good to be true, then just walk away. But if you have done your research and stars align, then you have earned your dream luxury bag. Ultimately, a good bag should last forever. Even if you can only afford an entry-level Birkin, it's still a worthy investment. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope it was useful in some way. If you have any questions about buying a vintage bag, please leave your comments down below. Also, please give this video a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell. Goodbye!